How's everybody doing? This is Ruben once again with Philosophy. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you liked any of my past videos, please subscribe to the channel. Like or comment on the video, be greatly appreciated. Today I want to talk about something very short and simple. I've talked about it. I talked about this before. I just wanted to touch up on it because these are the basics. This is your foundation. You will never get to a point where you've got the basics. You've learned the basics. Okay, now I got the basics. Now what else is there to learn? I want to learn the advanced techniques. No. I will always touch on the basics. There's more information. There's more advanced information I could share with you. But I will always touch on the basics. If you look at a golfer, they're always like before when they're training, most of their training consists of throwing basic shots, doing basic shots. Look at baseball players and like in training camps. Most of their training consists of basic, bat hitting or catching, just basic catching. Soccer players, the same thing. Boxers, that's one of my favorite sport is boxing. The most of the training that consists of a boxer, you know what that is? Is the jab. The most basic punch there is. That's like 80, if not 90% of their training. The jab. Yes, they work on condition. Yes, they work on eating healthy. Yes, they work on speed. But their main practice is basic moves like the jab, or maybe a little hook. Basic. If you look at basketball players, not too long ago, a couple months ago, I went to a basketball game, and we got there early. And we were watching the basketball players, warm up. I was looking at them, and they're basic, like, I would think like, maybe, that's the time where you should, focus on your advanced techniques, right? Like the game about to start. Let me focus on my. They were throwing basic shots, like basic shots. Every now and then they would throw like a 3-point here, but most of the time it was basic shots, basic shots. See, it's the basics. See, that's why, if you know the story of Bruce Lee, before Bruce Lee came into the picture, all these masters, these martial arts masters, would get into battle with each other for hours and hours at end. Because they would focus on all these super advanced tricks. And they would go into battle with each other for hours. Bruce Lee came into the picture and boom, boom. Fight's over in a couple minutes. Why? Because Bruce Lee only focused on a few basic moves, a few basic punches. But mastering those moves, unlike anybody's ever seen, is what made him great. See, that's why I say there's no competition out there. There's no competition out there. One, most people are greedy. Two, most people are lazy. And three, most people never focus on the basics. They always want to learn this advanced whatever. There's no competition out there. So the basics are important, and I will always touch on the basics. So if you think, oh, I've listened to this before, I've listened to this type of information before, I've heard this before. One, you're not being teachable, and two, you think you know it all. You get out the class. You're not a good student. You're gonna be a loser. You gotta focus on the basics. And one of the basics is, as we talked about, how Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison, they both said at the end of the century that the brain is a receiver and a broadcaster of frequency. The brain is a broadcaster of frequency. And they said that every time you think a thought, your brain actually broadcasts a frequency, and that frequency goes into what Thomas Edison called the ether. This is not an idiot I'm talking about here. This is not a moron. This is the guy who invented the light that it's in your home right now while you're watching this video. The light bulb. Is the guy who invented the camera, so you watch whatever program. What you're watching this video right here. He said that the thought would go into the ether or the universe. And Thomas Edison was actually a Christian, if most people don't believe it or not. There's a story where Thomas Edison, where there was two gentlemen on a train ride, and one of the gentlemen was reading the Bible, and was reading the Bible all throughout the train ride. And when they got closer to their destination, the other gentleman said to the one that was reading the Bible, he said, I don't know why you're, do you actually believe in that, right? Do you actually believe in what that book says? Do you believe in God? I think you make your own luck. I think it's things happen. I don't believe in God or whatever. This train stops. The gentleman gets up and he says, you have a good day. I guess that's your opinion. Have a good day. And that gentleman, the one that was reading the Bible, gave him his business card. And on his business card it said, Thomas Alva Edison. And it was a card to invite him to the presentation where he was going to present to the world the idea of the light bulb. Now, I don't know if it was the light bulb, but I know it was either the light bulb or it was the electricity experiment he did with Tesla. But both of them, either one, I don't remember which one. It was one of them, but I don't remember which one. Either one was like, here's the guys who invented the electricity, for God's sake, right? So every time, Thomas Edison, just like Albert Einstein and many other scientists have actually, if you guys really want to get this on a scientific level, like really want to see the evidence, I want you guys to go see the movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? What the Bleep Do We Know? Go and see it. That shows the physical scientific evidence of how your thoughts are actually physical particles. They're actual physical particles. There was a experiment done where a scientist put two jars of water, and on one jar he wrote, "I love you." And on the I love you. And on the other jar, he wrote, "I hate you. I want to kill you." So he wrote this on these two jars, right? On one jar, he wrote, "I love you." And on the other jar, he wrote, "I hate you. I want to kill you." So he put these jars in front of the, by the door when his other, employees would come in, his other researchers would come in, they would see, the first thing they saw was these two jars. And one of the jars said, "I love you." The other one said, I hate you, I want to kill you. So he left them there for like a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. He took them back. He took them back to his lab, and he froze the water. And through a molecular microscope, through a microscope, he saw the crystallization of each of the water. Now, to his surprise, the jar that said "I love you," to his surprise, made these beautiful crystallization figurines, like little figures, beautiful crystals. And when he looked at the one that says "I hate you, I killed you," the crystallization was all broken up and ugly, and looking it through the microscopic molecular microscope, it actually changed color. It changed to a dark brown color. Now he says, let's try this again, but this time I'm gonna freeze the water first. Because I don't know, maybe this water was something wrong with it. I'm going to freeze the water first, and I'm going to look at the crystallization, and then I'm going to do this experiment again. So he got the 2 jars, he froze them, he looked at them at the microscopic, and they had the same crystallization. Both of them had the same crystallization, exactly the same. He unfroze the water, put it again for like a week or so. "I love you," and then the other one says "I hate you, I want to kill you." He got them, he froze them, and to his surprise, the same type of crystallization happened on both of them. Your thoughts affect physical matter. Your thoughts create reality. Your thoughts create your physical world. Your thoughts go out into the universe or to God, and that has to be attracted to you. It's like the experience I talked about the other day, where there's people who get involved in a car crash. You ask them, okay, what were you feeling? What have you been feeling throughout the past days or last few weeks? And they may say, well, I've been very fearful, or I've been very anxious, like something's about to happen. Like, what feelings were you feeling when you got into that car crash? Oh God, I felt like fearful, like I was gonna die. Oh, I felt very anxious, like I couldn't get things done. I got frustrated. I was the universe, God will always give you whatever you are thinking or feeling. That's why Earl Nightingale, the 1960s motivational speaker, said that the strangest secret to life was you become what you think about most of the time. Napoleon Hill called it think and grow rich. Think and grow rich. Not work hard and grow rich. He said think and grow rich. This is the guy that was mentored by Andrew Carnegie, the richest man on planet Earth to ever lived. He said think and grow rich. And he talked about the same concept. Biblical scripture talks about the same concept. You have not because you ask not. Asking it is given. The same concept applies. Your thoughts create your reality. Positive thoughts. Negative thoughts. This is why, this is why, I knew a person who always try to try to gain the deal. He was always a person of I have to win at this deal, even if I have to rip people off. I used to work with an individual that was like that. I always have to win. Like I always have to, even if whatever, I have to hustle people, right? I have to find a way to make my ends meet. I don't care. He did that so much to the point that you would think like, God, like he seems to like rip so many people off. Like, why the hell is he rich? He was in the same position the whole time. He was in the same position the whole time. He would try to, gain the advantage at anything. Try to win every single deal he could or whatever. Yet he was still in the same spot he's been for years, and things never changed for him. Good thing that he's better. I talk to him every now and then. He's gotten closer to God or whatever. He's different, and his life has dramatically changed just in the past year or so. But you see what I'm saying? Like, even if it's like what goes around comes around. That's a great saying that relates to this. What goes around comes around, or you get what you ask for, or karma. In other parts of the world, they call it karma. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, like or comment on the video. Visit our blog, visit our Facebook, visit our Instagram, visit our Twitter. We have great and powerful information there on a regular basis. The best is yet to come. I wish you guys a great day.